Shalom and welcome to this special program. I have here with me a very good friend, Michael Kaplan. We have worked together here in Israel for over 10 years, and he's part of our organization, but also works separately in various projects. And what we're going to do in this episode is to share with you a little bit about those extra projects and why they are so important at this time and how you can get involved and assist the important work that he's doing. Now, Michael is originally from Russia. He's lived in Israel for nearly 30 years. He speaks both Russian and Hebrew, but not so much English, although his English is improving every day. But for the purpose of this interview, it's going to be conducted in Hebrew, and you'll find that we will dub over in English his answers. So bear with us, but it's an important episode about very, very significant work, and we might even say ministry, that's being done in Israel by Michael and those who work with him. So let's begin. Michael, shalom lecha.
Shalom, and thank you very much. First of all, I want to ask you about your eldest daughter. Is there a change now in what she is doing in her life? Yes, we can say that this is a big miracle for us that we see in our lives, because for a long time she has been disabled, 100% disabled, and we didn't think it would be possible. We wanted her to serve in the military. It is, of course, not regular military service. It's volunteering for the military. For a few weeks now, she is going to her base a few times a week, and we are so happy. It was a big desire of hers and of ours, and we're willing to help her in anything. This is only the beginning of the road, but still we are very happy about this. Congratulations. Now can you explain a little about your service before October 7th? Yes, it started when we were in Kiev together. I was thinking about new olim, that is, immigrants, which come to Israel. At the time, there were many Jews in Ukraine, and we wanted to do something for them. At that time, it was a few months before the war in Ukraine started, and we didn't think that there would be so many. At the beginning of the war, we got many refugees who came to Israel. And they weren't just from Ukraine, but many were from Russia and Belarus. They needed help, and we thought we can do something to help. We help by helping them find a place to live in, an apartment or a house or something like that. We help them find in their area banks or a pharmacy or things for everyday life. Just helping them generally to understand how life is here. And of course, I didn't think it would be so difficult, nor that we would have so many requests. But yes, we helped them as we could with housing and other needs. Of course, with the beginning of the war here, the situation changed. First of all, it's true that less people are coming. People were afraid, just like there are people here in Israel who have left. So at the beginning of the war, I understood that there is something that I needed to do. I got invitations to leave Israel for a while, and we thought as a family that this isn't the time to leave the country. At the beginning, as everyone knows, there was a big mess with everything in the military. Many people went back into the military to serve, and they were lacking almost everything, from toilet paper to important things for a soldier, like a bulletproof vest and helmets. So at the beginning, we were helping out a lot. Now the situation has changed, and we help out based upon the people's needs. We check exactly what is needed. Of course, now the situation is more organized and fulfilled in the military. But there are still things that are missing. We get requests here, and there's some need for helmets, bulletproof vests, combat shoes, and even headlights for helmets because many of the operations are underground. So we supply what we can based upon the needs. I remember when we were in Minsk, Belarus. I think during the time at our conference there, we discussed the idea of helping people make Aliyah to Israel. What I understood from you was at the beginning of the war in Ukraine, many people wanted to make Aliyah to Israel. But now with the war here with Hamas and in the north with Hezbollah, less people are coming. Therefore, now you are helping the army with a lot of requests for assistance, correct? I have another question. Of course, the military needs things, but is it very easy to find these articles and buy them and give it to them? Or are there some difficulties with giving this assistance? Yes, correct. We are continuing to help new Olim who reach out to me because there is an advertisement online. I'm willing, but I see that it's seldom that someone writes to me something about a question. Most of the questions are just asking to understand the situation here. It's not about needing actual help, but explanations. But we are still willing to help with that, and I hope that really soon we will continue with that. Maybe at the war here, or even during the war, when people get here, they will help them because the situation has changed. So did our service change. We are always looking to see what needs our country has and how we can help Israel. First of all, the biggest difficulty is financial. I have another question. Of course, the military needs things, but is it very easy to find these articles and buy them and give it to them? Or are there some difficulties with giving this assistance? Because we can't get every item. There is a thing, I don't know what it's called, it's glasses that you can use in the dark to see with. Some of these cost 35,000 shekels, that is approximately $10,000. And of course, it's difficult to get something like this. But again, not everything is working as it should for the military, and that is a problem. But that is what we can handle. Just like the paramedics with Megan David Adom that go to save people. The majority of them don't have bulletproof vests, but then they don't have helmets. So it's very dangerous. And of course, it's dangerous for them in Otef, Gaza. Another problem that not everyone knows is that there's not enough inventory of supplies and equipment to meet the demands for these items due to the large increase in the number of active soldiers. So this is another part of the things we can do. Another problem that not everyone knows is that there's not enough inventory of supplies and equipment to meet the demands for these items due to the large increase in the number of active soldiers. So this is another part of the things we can do. Yes, there are things that are difficult to buy, but we look throughout the country, and now there are few people who I am in contact with consistently, and I check where they have, what they have, and where they have it. In one place, they will have shoes. In the second place, they will have bulletproof vests. And in the third place, helmets. Looking for these things take time, and sometimes they say, sorry, we are out. This happened with large bottles that you can carry on your back to drink water. They are literally unavailable in this country. So we look or order and give them out. So we have a way besides the military to do this. But we never had a situation where I got a request for something that I couldn't, in the end, deliver it. There are some things that are being handled like night vision glasses. I don't know where I will get the money from to pay for them. Just from God. We can get this kind of money miraculously because they need 4. I said, I'll see what we can do to. Yes, yes, I don't know how to handle this, but I believe that God and our Messiah can help. We are in that direction. I have another question. Generally, we think that the war is in Gaza, which is not far from where we are sitting now, only about 25 kilometers in distance. But there are many things happening in the north because of Hezbollah, which is based in Lebanon. And my question is all your work and assistance just for the soldiers fighting in Gaza, or are you also helping the soldiers who are fighting in the north? No, we are helping whatever the requests come from. We have gone to the north for a few times to give out equipment like shoes. Also, we got a place by the Jordanian border where there is a base. Therefore, your assistance is all over the country, not just in Gaza. So the soldiers there in the north, and even those in Judea and Samaria as well, you are helping. Yes, 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 I publish that we are willing to help with these requests. We will buy the supplies and go there to give them out just to help. Another question, when they get the equipment, do they think you are a rich man just doing this alone? Or do they know that there are people with faith, the faith in our Messiah, that are helping you accomplish this work? Yes, that is something very important. I always explain, not only in this program, but in all the programs I do, that there are people with faith who want to show their love of God, and love for others. By the merit of Messiah, they do this. They give donations, they give help, and they are willing to do more and more. This is something I really like to say when I speak publicly to people about faith. All that I do is not my service. It's a service of all the people who work, donate, pray, all of us doing it together. So this is something very important. For me, it's important to tell people that there are people like that, especially now. Most of the people I talk to think that throughout the world there is only hate against Israel. This is not true. Yes, there is a lot of hate, a lot of anti-Semitism, and maybe it's more and more. But I see and I know many people who love Israel and Israelis and the country of Israel and are willing to do a lot to help things out in this country. Correct. And there is a big influence because people give, like you said, just with love, and they don't want anything in return. They are doing this just to bless Israel and to help us with this war and maybe with the next war with Hezbollah. We know that the situation is not going to improve soon. Unfortunately, we believe the situation will get worse before the victory. But I also have another question. Do you only help soldiers or do you help other people? Explain about the other people who need help during this time. Yes. Yes. Yes, correct. We don't only help soldiers and military. We also help people who have been displaced within Israel, meaning those who were evacuated from their homes, like in Sderot, and now live somewhere else. People need to understand that now there are about 100,000 people, both from the south and the north, who cannot live in their homes. It's really dangerous to be at home, so they are at hotels and other places. Therefore, you are helping them. Yes. Yes. We help families. Sometimes it's a large family, and sometimes it's a small family. We buy them gift cards for grocery stores, like there is in the United States food stamps, something like that. So we buy to help them to get what they need. Yes, I'm not waiting to say the number, but for example, we have found a large amount of people from Sderot and Kiryat Gat, and they are in large families. Sometimes it's 12 people, sometimes 7 people, large families. So we help them with love. We had a few times where they were religious families. We didn't know this ahead of time, but we came to help, to show the love of God unto them, also to their families who have lost someone. That is something that hurts my heart. And I got 2 or 3 days after the war started, I was invited to a funeral. And it was for a woman who I knew. When I got there, I thought I would be only one at the grave, but then I saw 7 graves. I realized we had to do something to help these people. Yes, we help with financial things and material things that they need daily. I am thinking and praying about helping people as well spiritually. Sometimes we hear on the news that just those in Gaza are suffering. And they don't talk much about the Jewish people who are in a very difficult situation. There are those who are serving in the reserve duty for many months and they can't work in their jobs and they have no income. I know your organization helps them as well with their daily needs. Help them internally. In the meantime, I don't know how it can work, but there are people who have a lot of trauma, and for others, they're experiencing death, kids becoming orphans and such. So we just don't want to help financially, but we also want to help their soul so that they can get back to regular life. Of course, it's not easy, but we are looking for a way. We are at the end of this interview, but is there anything else you would like to say before we finish? For me, it's really important for people to know that we are in difficult times here in Israel, for the Jewish people and also for believers in Yeshua all over the world. And also, the spiritual state in this world has changed. So we don't have a lot of strength to do something alone, but we do have strength if we want to do something together. I believe that the Holy Spirit and Yeshua, the Messiah, will be pleased that we are doing things together. I hope, God willing, and with the help of the people, to continue this work which has been started, and that at this way, some point we will see the victory together, God willing. God willing. And of course, your work and service, it is less and less or more and more about the requests. Regarding the requests, there are less, I think. Not like it was at the beginning of the war, but there is ways to always do something, especially because the military system isn't working as it should. We are looking, especially now, as I'm getting requests by believers in the military, in reserve duty and such. It's always a good thing for me because I like to help out brothers and sisters. For now, I don't see an end to this. There are a lot of things that are lacking, and we do not know how to take care of all of these things. I think for now we are in a situation in this country where the government doesn't know how to take care of everything. So it seems like a war for all of us. Okay, I feel like I'm in a war even though I'm not in Gaza. I don't have a weapon, but I'm part of it. Yes, a spiritual weapon and our prayers. It's just not the end. You have a spiritual weapon. Thank you very much.
I want to say that I can tell you that Michael works as a faithful servant. As I said, we've worked together for many years, both doing conferences together. We share responsibilities at our center here in our city, where we have lessons each week. He's a faithful teacher with me, doing various seminars, both in this city and throughout Israel. So it's a worthy cause. We hope that you will be praying for his work, and not only praying, but also getting involved financially. If you send something to LoveIsrael.org and you simply put on it Michael or Russian work or for the soldiers, anything like that on your donation, we will make sure it goes to that specific purposes. So we believe in his work. We personally, as an organization, get in and make donations. And we would really be grateful for those of you who feel led to do so, to assist. We hope that you would partner with Michael and help him help those who are in need, both those who are soldiers, get their equipment that they need, both those who are going through difficult times, those who are coming to Israel, even at times like this, to begin a new life, a new home in the land due to wars in Ukraine and such. Please be praying for Michael and his work. See what the Lord leads you to do. But we'll conclude this interview at this time. May God bless you. And again, shalom from Israel. And the victory is always with our Lord and Savior. And it's just a matter of time before we experience that victory here in Israel over the enemies. So until next time, shalom from Israel.
Shalom.